back.
Yo, YouTube. It is Wednesday night, 8 p.m. 05 Central Standard Time. Our usual start time, delayed start time. Thanks everybody for joining us. We've got a few already in here. We have seen that there was some chat going on before we jumped in. So, whoa, sorry about that. We will get to that sooner than later. Now, speaking of internet and internet dropping, my fiber is being put in on Monday. Finally got my install scheduled. Yes. So I'm very excited. That should help a lot of these semi hiccups I get on occasion where I am. So tonight, the night is the worst because I run a mesh network. So I've got 5 internet pods, but I've got like 4 people on the internet at one time streaming.
Oh, did you freeze up again? It's not even that cold yet. Things are freezing up.
Yeah, hold on a second. All right, you got me again?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see how it holds out. I might have to go yell at some people and tell them to turn stuff off. Because we got 11 viewers in here already, so
turn that Disney Channel on.
Here. I know, yeah. Like, what do you need that for? I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to work.
Everybody knows it's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Like, duh. I mean, who doesn't know that? Brock Purdy knows that, right?
Brock Purdy does know that.
Brock Purdy knows that. He knows what's up. Anyway, for kind of an inside joke there, I've been on the Brock Purdy train for a while. I think Charlie trips on and off of it, and he was giving me crap last month. I don't think it made it in the video, but no, because it was that one of those boxes we were digging in at the very end, like after we had lunch and everything, and we went back to the show. And I found a Purdy Luminance rookie in a dollar box. And I said, "Oh, Charlie, a Purdy rookie in the dollar box." And he's like, "That's good. That's where it belongs." That's literally what he told me. So I bought it. Of course, I didn't pay $1 for it either. I probably paid 50 cents, 75 cents, something like that. And I sold it today for $18. And before I even had a chance to tell him that, he was going to tell me that he had sold a Brock Purdy himself. So
yeah.
Pretty interesting. I saw that in your pickups video too, that you had bought a Purdy. Made me chuckle.
I did. I haven't even listed that one yet. 2 of them, I think.
Is this better or is it too bright?
That is too bright. You're like a ghost now. Like, I know it's Wisconsin in the winter and you haven't had sun in a while, but that's too white.
You look like a vampire or something.
Right?
All right, I'll turn the other light on. I was trying to brighten it up a little bit, but that's too much. Eventually, I'll get all this lighting stuff down. We'll see. It's only been 2.5 years of my channel. Speaking of that,
good 20-30 minutes working on lighting today, and I think I finally got a setup that's a little bit better. Tried to reduce the glare a little bit on the glasses. And
I was gonna do that, but I'm gonna be moving, so I was kind of like, well, I don't want to kind of spend my time on that now when I'm gonna have to do it in a new place. So I don't know. We'll see.
We keep hearing that.
We'll see. I know. Well, I had to finish the theater, and then we had the holidays, and this week is Luna's birthday, so we're having a birthday party and doing all that. So it's just my parents are buying a new house, and it's just been. I got all the stuff to finish the room, but I gotta clear it out and get the drywall up and do all that. So starting from scratch in that one. So anyway, looking forward to that. It'll be nice. Plus, I'll be down in my own man space. I'll have my arcade, my theater, my urinal. I'll be good to go. My own little kitchen.
I have my own space, but it gets shared at times. Like, I do 90% of the stuff down here, but it is an open space. There's a laundry area, and my wife has a table set up with like a puzzle board and stuff. And we actually have an issue at times where people forget that I'm either doing a live stream or I'm in meetings if I'm working and stuff. So we've talked about I need to get like a recording light to put on the door at the top of the stairs. I'm like, if the light's on, do not barge in.
Just put a sock on the handle.
Yeah. Yes. That's a different thing, Adam.
Oh, it's not that kind of party. It's not that kind of party. All right. So tonight's episode, we're going to keep it kind of loose because that's sort of how we do things anyway. I just want to it's obviously the new year. We're a couple days into it now. Maybe kind of talk about how we thought last year went, some things we're looking forward to this year. Charlie and I kind of talked off camera about some different goals and things. And we kind of want to share that a little bit and see what all of you in the chat, where you're at, how you thought your year went, and where you're looking forward to growing in the card hobby, the card business, as we go forward. To those who are joining us, watching this after it's posted, so not during the live, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And to that end, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about was this channel. I started it about, I want to say it was close to 2.5 years ago now. And I'm at like 600 and some videos. It's insane. Like, because for a while there I had time and I could, cards weren't as busy and I could make a video, every couple days or every day for a short period of time there. And that's just not, it just doesn't work that way anymore. And I'm trying to produce some better content. I've been around long enough that I feel like I have to step it up a little bit. But anyway, one of my goals for this past year for 2023 was to hit 2,000 subscribers. And I'm at 1933, is it? Something like that.
I think so.
I think. So not too bad. I fell a little short, but we had some good growth. Definitely getting more views, more watch time. All the arrows are green on the little on my little dashboard. Subscribers, still green or still going up. But that's something I definitely want to continue to be a focus in 2024. I spoke with Charlie earlier today, and I said my goal would be to hit 5,000 at the end of this year. It's really hard, as he's finding out. It's really hard to start a channel and get some traction. You're kind of a white noise, right? At least for the first, maybe year or so until you can start. Unless you hit something viral, which our videos aren't going to do that for the most part. It just takes you some time to kind of get it out there and get people to want to watch you and so forth. And anyway, I appreciate everybody who does watch and likes the videos and brings up and asks questions and makes comments and provides ideas. It's this channel is nothing without everybody else who's participating in it. So. But yeah, 2023 was a good year. Just a little over doubled the revenue on the channel, which is nice. That allows me to make some more videos and do some more things, put some more money into production, hopefully, and keep it growing. So
you're very modest. I would tell you your channel is rocking. You have some of the best content out there for what we do. That I go out there and I'll watch different things. I don't always watch your videos, but when I do, I will tell you that they are some of the better ones out there. I mean, you didn't have a new one out this morning, so I had to go watch Bo for a while.
I know. Yeah. I put one out a couple days ago. It hasn't done very well, which is weird because it's like ranked 10th out of my 10 videos. I'm like, I don't know. But sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's when you release it, it's, your thumbnail, your title, like it's hard to hit all the nails, and the one before that was like huge. It was one of my most viewed videos ever. So it's really weird how it can bounce around on you that way, but I don't do it specifically for the views
and not to mention, it's not easy putting yourself out there either. You and I have talked about that. Mm-hmm. Like I'm very uncomfortable in front of the camera. This show I've gotten comfortable with because it's just us having a conversation, right? Like if I was doing it by myself, I would really struggle. And I think you've talked about it'd be hard to do by yourself too. But like I did as you were alluding to before, I did my first pickups video on my channel this week, and it's not easy. You don't feel comfortable during the whole thing. So what you do takes a lot of time and practice, and you do a heck of a job with it. So you should pat yourself on the back for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're definitely our harshest critics, right? You know, especially when it comes to art, performance, things like that. I do feel like my videos have gotten better over time. I still don't think they're very good, but I feel like I'm at least in the right direction, and I want to keep it going. I want to get some more ideas, you know, from our viewers as well, and try some new things. Definitely sales videos. You know, I've heard a lot about that, so I'm going to continue doing some of that stuff, and just trying to help everybody and tell you what my experiences are, and you know, so hopefully we can all work together and move ahead. But anyway, that's kind of the year in review for the channel. I don't want to go too far into it. That's not what you all are here for, but you're on this channel, so you're going to hear about it. Darn it! So that was kind of the goal on that one. So you've made your first video.
I did.
Is that something you want to continue to work on? Do you want to build a channel or?
Yeah, so I mean it goes right along with this live, the way we set it up, right? The rookie and the vet at what we're doing here. The channel's the same. You know, I recently just switched my YouTube account. I switched over to more of a business name for my store on eBay. It matches my store on eBay. And doing this live, you know, at times some of the folks have said, when are we going to see some of Charlie's pickups? So I felt like there's a desire to see some of what I do versus some of what you do. So I wanted to give it a try, and I think I'll do some more of it. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be, but you know, I think there's a lot I can improve on yet. I'm sure the first one you did wasn't everything you had hoped it would be either.
No.
But it drove me out of my comfort zone to do something a little different, and I think I'll do some more of it. In fact, you know, I did enjoy going through what I picked up. You can probably tell if you watch it from the excitement in my voice sometimes, talking about some of the cards that I picked up, because you're kind of reliving that moment, right? So so I have a couple subs, including you. I think I've only got like 7 views so far, but I'm also, you know, brand new with it. Like my channel is brand new. Like you said, it's going to take a while. I'm not monetized with it. I think you have to hit a certain milestone before you can even do that, if I recall. So I'm a long ways from it, but it was good to get it started. Yeah, if you don't mind, I can throw a link to it in the chat tonight, and people can check it out later if they want. And give me some tips next week on the live. So
absolutely, and that actually goes out to any of you. If you have a channel as well that relates to what we're doing here, throw a link out there. We want to try to get everybody some subs and get some feedback and keep growing. So that you know, to some degree, we're all competitors, which is kind of ironic, but I don't see it that way. I see us more as like a resource, a community resource where we can all help each other be as successful as possible. There's plenty of customers out there buying cards. There's plenty of shows to go to and pick up cards and things like that. There's room enough for all of us. So we want to try to keep everybody going. Should we get to the chat a little bit, and then we'll kind of maybe get back to some more year in the review type stuff? Okay. Yeah, because we're getting a pretty good stream here. Bill jumped in before we started and said, yo, 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 yo to you as well, Bill. Hope you had a happy holidays. Troy said it must be Wednesday. Why, it sure tootin' is. And where's Stu? Just get right to the point, right? You know, the real star of the show. Card Vibe is here. He says, good evening, everyone. Degen Terp is here. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Tom is here, of course. Good evening. Cardboard collectors, connoisseurs, hoarders, and addicts. some of those are the same thing. For sure. I think if you're going to collect, you're going to hoard. It's a fine line. Troy says, good evening. Time for Stu to do his job. Yes. We had to wake Stu up. He was taking a nap. Might be Stu chewing on my line. Yeah. I think we're going to be fine now, but yeah, I had a little issue there. I live in the woods.
Someone say
I want to do
never far away.
No, he's always ready to go. Joseph Theory says, hey, you guys. Charlie has a channel, says Troy. Yep, Charlie posted a link up there. So please check it out. Your setup looks good, Charlie. Shame excuses. I think that's Tom referring to my not doing my lighting setup. Cooter, Chuck, Stu, chat. Happy New Year, gentlemen. Right. She swore at us. She called us gentlemen.
Yeah. I thought we got that corrected last week.
Yeah, you know better. Tom says, missed me, didn't you? You need a big DND sign. Do not disturb sign is what he's referring to there. Famous Cooter urinal. Every man low-key envious. You know it. My favorite part of the house. Yo, what's up, gang? Sporto has joined us. Welcome to the show. Guessing YT YouTube is like eBay, but instead posting daily videos replaces shipping and listing and shipping. It's filming, editing, and posting, and then filming, editing, posting. Yeah, that's the rinse and repeat for YouTube for sure.
Yep.
Now, one of the reasons I don't make it as big a priority to make a video every day as I do working the the eBay stuff that I do is because YouTube doesn't pay me enough. So, a lot of it just comes down to you have to put your time into the things that actually makes you the income too. So YouTube has to be the sufferer at times, unfortunately. I would love to just keep pumping out content all day long, and maybe I can do that at some point. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit in our future year goals here, but I'm hoping to be able to hire somebody to help with the shipping and maybe some of the listing stuff too. We'll see by the end of this year, and then that would also help me with to do some more YouTube stuff. Urethra says, I got a shout out from American Arbitrage Cards recently, which I thought was cool of him. Yeah, he's super, super nice guy. He does watch the channel. I don't know if he's on here right now, but yeah, he kind of started what he's doing based off of what we're doing. And because his original channel was based on like antiques and like buying stuff out of Goodwills and reselling it and things like that. So that's super, super nice guy. I'm glad he's kind of in our space a bit now. He has a lot more subs already than me. I think he got a lot from his other channel too. But
sure.
So I'm happy to see him be successful. And I think he's going to be at the National too. So I was contemplating contacting him to see if he wanted to set something up with us as well.
There you go.
Bo gave him a shout out last week as well. I did hear that. Yep, I sent him a thank you. Bo's good dude. We're in the early stages of what I believe will be a show with a much bigger audience. As long as you both keep doing what you're doing, mark my words. Okay, well that's positive. I appreciate you.
She's seeing our future.
Right. Organic growth is the way to go. It's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about this right before I was messaging you, Charlie, like on my year performance in YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, what's the way I could get more growth? And I'm like, well, I could do the tactics, and I could do the chapsnats and the twatters, and I could really branch it out and throw my channel out there everywhere. And I just don't know if I want to do that. I want people to watch the channel because they like the channel or that they have value in the content. I'm always going to ask for likes and ask you to share, and because that's that's still organic, right? Somebody who likes the channel or watches the video, shares it with someone else. That's still good, solid grassroots growing.
Yep.
But I kind of believe the same thing. I don't want just like a bunch of subs and then they never watch anything. Like that doesn't really do me any good either. So I do, I advertise with the business cards and things like that to try to make sure that I'm out there and people know I have a channel. Charlie's going to be working on that this year as well. This year as well. Part of his goals, I think, for this year were some marketing things, correct?
Yeah, a little bit. And in the
Branding.
video stuff, like part of the challenge on that is just getting started, figuring out the right setup and how to turn everything around and set up a good camera. And like I didn't even use any editing software yet. That's just
I could tell.
pure live stream from here on StreamYard and then uploaded to YouTube. So so all of those things, take a while to build in and get to where you're at now,
Yeah, and you don't even have to edit videos if you don't
Right.
want to, depending on how you want to run it. Bo doesn't edit anything. He doesn't have intros. He doesn't have anything. He has
True. Just
his brand
stream for
countdown,
2
and
hours. Yeah.
he's good on a microphone, and he has some radio experience, and he just goes with that. And he can talk for an hour all by himself, on a microphone, and that's what you get out of it.
Right.
I like a little bit more produced video for what I want to do, so I like to have a little intro and some music and some graphics on the screen here or there. We'll cut in some movie quotes once in a while. Just try to add some production value to it, while my goal is still to try to maintain some educational value, and just sharing my journey a little bit, sharing what I do, from selling a couple of cards a week to this is what I do all day long. So it's organic. I agree. I think for what we do, that's the best way to grow. You're also not going to get like the trolls and the haters and stuff as much if you're not constantly pumping it out there, trying to do a lot of teaser videos and things like that. You don't create that hate base as much if you just kind of be yourself and let it go. Urethra says she's going to sub to Charlie, so that's good. We'll throw this on the screen here for a couple seconds. This is Charlie's channel. You might want to get the URL for your channel so you don't have all that.
Yeah, I just did the share the link.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they should be. Well, I don't know. Maybe you have to be monetized to get a URL, like a tiny URL. I'm not sure. You'd have to go look. But
there's let's see. How else can you share that? Actually,
well, I have an actual URL for my channel. So mine is. Mine is youtube.com/@thedollarbox.
What about this one?
Did you get it?
Yeah, it sounds like what you were just saying.
Yeah. Yep, that's the one you wanna push out there.
There you go.
And then I just made a QR code to make it even easier because people at shows that they'll have their phone, they'll just scan it. So Bargain Boxer says we should go over our goals for 2024. That is precisely what we plan to do, at least to a loose degree. Does that make us board hoarders? Okay, I get it. Yes, it does. Yep. Haha. Yep. If you have stacks everywhere, I'm not going to show you my office right now. But I think
mini stacks all over my desk right now.
Yeah, if you know, you know. MD Sports Cards has joined us. Welcome back. Good evening. And we are not gentlemen. I bought a Purdy rookie for $1. I should sell that scrub.
Flip it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like actually the $18 I got for mine was kind of over market. They're like 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there for the Chronicles rookies. He doesn't have a ton of rookie cards. I think people forget that part. He wasn't in a lot of sets. it kind of scrambled at the end to sort of throw them in some stuff. But anyway, yeah, obviously when I buy it at $1 and I can get a buyer at 18, I had it listed at 20. But somebody sent me 18. I took it. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And actually it was part of a like 32 card order. So it was a really good order for me besides having that one in there. Tom sure do. Let's see. Let me see if we're. Oh, here we go. What is Charlie's nickname since Adams is Cooter? I like this one, the Papa Smurf. That's a good one. Uncle
Papa
Jack.
Smurf. The
Uncle
beard
Jack.
is gone though. The beard is gone.
Yeah.
Told you that was going to be short lived, so you had to enjoy it last week.
Right? Yeah.
That was a holiday beard.
The holiday beard. Scott Fiskus has joined us. Welcome back. Guess what? I found at a show last Saturday some Star Wars sticker cards and some Wacky Packages stickers. Yeah. Remember, that Star Wars stuff we found at the Green Bay show, Charlie?
Yeah.
I bought the 3 Slave Leia cards, identical ones. I got $10 for one this week.
Nice.
Yeah, those are definite pickups.
I sold a few that I picked up there as well.
Yeah, they do very, very well. Bargain Boxer wants to know what your wacky packages are. 79 is actually one of the best years. I've sold quite a few from that year. Not sure yet, unfortunately. Have some writing on the back. Doesn't matter. You'll sell them as long as you don't pay too much for them.
Right.
Because you obviously have to sell them a little less if they're marked. I have a shit ton of wacky packages to list, but they're unfortunately waiting in what's becoming a very long line. Yep, I hear you. You gotta work into that priority.
You know what'll help with that? A scanner.
Well, I brought that up to you not that long ago, if you recall. I still get a horse to me. It's still a plus and a minus because I have to upload everything to my computer and have to work with it there. I really like listing in the app. It's so fast for me and so mobile. And the other thing is, I still don't think you can use scanners for shiny cards.
Yeah, I agree. There still might be some cards I'll still want to use my phone directly. But the other thing is, I thought, well, why can't I set up the scanner to save the images in my Google Drive, and then it is mobile on my phone?
Oh, that's true. That's a fair point. Yeah, because then you could just still list them on your phone on the app.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But see, I don't I'm here all day. I just take the cards and take a picture.
Right. It still takes longer though.
I mean, I take it while I'm listing it, so I don't have to go back to the photos.
But you go back and have to crop it and stuff, right?
No, I don't do any of that. Take a picture of it, upload it. Take a picture of the front, flip it over, take a picture of the back, put in, change my title, whatever I need to do for specifics, and then list. That's it. I don't take the picture in the app.
I don't either. I just use it with my camera on the phone. Yeah.
Because if you take it in the app, then it's going to get all weird sized, and you will have to probably crop it and stuff. But
yeah.
Well, the ones I take with my camera, no, I just upload them. I don't crop them or do anything with them.
Really? See, I end up cropping everything.
Yeah, that would take longer. I don't think I would want to do that. But one of the arguments I've heard from other buyers for scanned cards is they don't feel like they can get a good view of the edges of the card.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the scanner auto crops them, right to the edge of the card. I know you can add. I'm sure you can add a margin or whatever, but
yeah, that's a good watch out. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Scott says he's also starting to get a longer line. Buying is more fun. Have to concentrate on selling. You will, and eventually you'll have enough stuff listed that the sales will end up being the priority because you'll have more of that activity. when you're just starting and you only have a few sales, it seems like buying and listing is the big thing, which it should be when you're just starting out. Urethra says, I wanted to do a wax ripping type channel a few years back. The test video showed that my camera and sound quality was total caca, so I put it on the back burner. Yeah, I mean, you don't really have to have perfect sound or and I've changed my stuff quite a bit since I first started. I use a lapel mic now, and I went out and bought a really nice GoPro for my card show videos and stuff like that. I had to upgrade that. Wax ripping that's a really tough thing to get going. There's so many, rippers on YouTube. And there's other channels now that kind of focus on that, like Whatnot and stuff. So I don't know. Unless you're ripping. So like there's a ripper that I watch, Pac-Man. Do you watch him at all?
No.
He's got like 200,000 subs. It's crazy. And he rips like $25,000 pack openings, right? So, let's say the big player this year is Purdy, and you want to get a downtown of a Purdy. He'll literally buy like cases of, whatever product the downtown is in, and he'll say, I'm ripping these until I find a downtown.
Okay.
Of Brock Purdy or something. He'll like if you can go big into it, kind of like Mr. Beast style into cards, then it can be successful, but you got to dump a lot of money into it then too.
Yeah.
And then he also, that's not what I do. No, not even close. And he also rips for like breaks. He does breaking as well. So, he has some audience from that as well. I think if you're going to rip, you also have to break, meaning selling spots for cards to other customers. Bargain Boxer needs to buy more in 2024 because he doesn't sell. Buying is fun, selling is hard, and that's why I don't sell. Yeah,
there's some truth to that.
There's a lot of times where it's like I don't, buying it to me is the real work, to be honest with you, because you're in front of that box, especially like the way we do it, right? Because it's a lot of card show buying. You're in front of that box and you got to think about the price and what you could resell it for, and try to look at condition and make sure you get a big enough stack, and you only have so much time, and it's a real crunch. Versus selling, it's like, okay, once I list it, it kind of does its own thing. I'll throw a coupon out here, I'll send a newsletter, whatever, but once somebody buys it, I put it in an envelope. That's not really that hard. It's more the buying end, because that's where you have to be able to price it to make a profit.
Buying is definitely more fun. I mean, even when I'm listing, I get excited sometimes when I'm going through a stack I put aside for a couple of months, and I'm like, holy crap, I remember getting this card. I can't believe I got this card at that show. So it's just, you get to relive that whole thing when you pull it out of a stack sometimes too.
Wait until after the National, when you have like 3 5,000 count boxes of, and you just keep shoving stuff in the boxes because you don't, you know what I mean? You don't really have time to go through it then. And I still pull out stacks where I'm like, I have a bunch of CJ Stroud rookies, lower end stuff. A lot of it is like press pass or whatever, but those really should be listed. So I started going through some of my, I think I told you I had some non-sports stuff in there too that I wanted to get up right away. But it's good to have, it's good to have some piles or some boxes to go to when you're kind of out of your current stuff to list, and you're looking for another stack of stuff to keep it growing.
Yeah.
But I sold so much in December. It's crazy. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, we had talked. I outsold November myself, even though we talked a lot about typically the card market slows down at this time, but sales were strong all the way through December.
Yeah, now they're supposed to be the strongest in like January through middle March. Okay. So, and part of that is, people actually start watching basketball once Christmas hits.
Right.
It's winter, so you're out doing less. Um, the football season is getting up to playoffs. You start getting, people start buying into baseball for spring training coming up. So it's just, there's hockey is getting towards its playoffs. The Premier League, Champions League will be kicking off. So, the
You know how
soccer's
you
not
know
really.
something's good marketing? When you say the words Christmas and basketball, and in my head I instantly go dun 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 dun.
Right. Yeah, you're right. They have that song outside to it. That's a John. Did you know John Tesh wrote that?
No, but it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
John Tesh wrote that. So yeah, he's something else. But yeah, like the Christmas Day NFL game. Well, now there's Christmas Day NFL. There wasn't before. It was always basketball on Christmas Day.
Right.
So I think it's just kind of more in the front. Christmas is done. People can go buy stuff. They're going to get tax returns. Whatever is the case may be. They can get back into the cards. They've got those gift cards they got for Christmas, burning a hole in their pocket, and they're going to come buy some cards. John Scott says he will sub to Charlie as well.
And to the previous question, I don't think I am a mod on the show here, because I actually had 2 of my attempted posts to put that out there, didn't post. They failed for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Can I do that?
I don't even know. That might be something we have to figure out. Future episode.
General. Yeah, I don't know. I assume you could do whatever you wanted because you're invited to the video, so you'd think you could do anything you want. Look at all these subs we got you tonight.
I know, right?
You know how long it took me to get 20 subs, and we're just handing them out. That's funny. Add that to your basic YouTube URL. Yep, we figured that one out. Sub.
Thank you.
Urethra uses a scanner. It's the extra lister I need. Exactly. To me, the pictures really aren't that big a deal. I have the cards right in front of me. I just snap the quick photo. But I don't want to pay for a lister program. I actually had, ironically enough, I was in a transaction with a customer on eBay today, and I can't remember why he messaged me, but he messaged me about something, and then he said he asked me a little bit about selling on eBay, and he said, well, I have 80,000 cards to list, and I don't know what to do. And I said, well, there's listing programs, there's this, there's that. And he said he had tried most of them, and he said it just doesn't really save him any time. So I found that kind of interesting. So to each his own.
I don't like the idea of the listing program right now either. Maybe further in my development through this, as I get to be, as I drive higher sales, that makes sense for that. But I guess I came to a realization that I can use that tool without necessarily having a listing app as well. If it helps me save the time of stopping with my phone and trying to get just the right picture on everyone, that's more time I can spend doing other things while those images are being scanned as well.
Yeah, and that's just it. You have to, split your time up where you feel like it works the best.
And I'm part-time, remember, with the cards. So,
for now,
I do feel like I'm reaching a point where I feel a little rushed for time, especially if things get busy at my day job and I work a couple extra hours a day, and then I feel like I'm behind on the card business. So I'm at a point now where I feel like I do need some help someplace, and that's one of the things I'm weighing. But I didn't hit buy yet. I did price some. I did look at some. I did a rationalization in my head. My wife signed off on it and said, do it if you want to. But I didn't pull the trigger yet.
Well, you let me know.
I will.
I'll
even let you borrow it.
No. Nice. Even better. I
Because
like that part.
what I'm envisioning is not just the scanner, but I want to get the auto feeder and the risers and the bin and everything. So I can put a stack of cards in, go do some other things for a while, and come back later and they're all scanned. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a pipe dream. Maybe I don't understand how the scanner works.
Well, and we'll have to see how much time that really saves you. You know,
Right.
I can list a card under, especially now with the pre-filled, fields and stuff for most part on a listing. I can list a card in like 30 some seconds.
Yeah.
With taking a photo. So
yeah, I do not. I am nowhere near that.
Yeah. I'll take a good stack and I'll be done, within a few minutes. So
unless I'm doing cards that don't have a lot of variation, like some kind of set where all I got to change is a number and it's all sequential in there, then I can do them pretty fast. But if it's I'm going to do a 2001 Tony Romo, and then I'm going to do a 2023 Brock Purdy, then I'm going to do some non-sport.
But I don't think that's the photo in that case that's slowing it down though. It's the listing.
No, but it is a piece of it. Like
right.
If I can eliminate the photo piece of it, and like I said, I do cropping all the time, which I'll have to look at that more and see, why. I'll look at some of your listings and compare it to what I'm doing to try and figure out why am I having to crop so much and you're not doing any.
I don't crop nothing, and I sell plenty, so my photos seem to be okay. But yeah, you have to take a second and kind of focus your camera over it. I have an elevated table, so it helps a little bit, and I just snap. And I know some people will take I have a camera holder here.
Yep.
Above this, some people will take that and they'll just mount their camera there, and then they'll just snap photos, and it's however you want to do it. I want to take this card, put it down, take my 2 photos, fill out my information, list it, put it in my baggie, and it's done. I like the start to finish process. That's what works best for me. Scott says he needs to prioritize listing over organizing and shipping, which he enjoys more. Well, if you enjoy organizing, stop on over. Listing is one thing that suffers. It's so monotonous. Yeah, I feel like it's something that I want to do like for at least an hour or 2 a day, and then that's kind of it. Like I would love to do like a listing marathon day where I just list cards for like 10 hours, but it just sounds terrible.
Well, you do a marathon day of shipping though, so maybe you need to balance your week with a marathon day of listing.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week either. So yeah, kind of have to balance it out a little bit. For what I've figured out now, and I messaged you this week about that, Charlie. What I'm going to do is I am going to work a bit on the weekends now, just because I've gotten so busy. And I'm going to use my few early morning hours on the weekend, not to pull orders, but to list.
Okay.
It's quiet. I'm in here by myself. Doesn't make any. There's no sound of my drawers opening and shutting. As I'm pulling cards and throwing them down and stuff, it'll be much easier, much more peaceful to be able to, I'm an early riser, 4:30, something like that most days. I can get in here and I can have a couple hours of listing stuff before everybody's up and ready for breakfast. And I feel like those are the extra hours. I was doing all those extra hours when I was working my other job full time because that's what I needed to do the cards. And I was like, oh, this will be great. I don't have to work those early hours anymore. Well, no, I'm kind of back to those early because I want growth. If I didn't want growth, I wouldn't really care. I make enough money to pay the bills and, and do all that stuff, but that's not, I want to be, there's more for me to do. There's more for me to grow. So I got to put that time in. Now, once you hit 66,000 listings, you don't have to bust your balls as much to list cards because you got all those listings out there. You'll have a lot of sales, and then you just kind of list it, to sort of keep the numbers up there. But versus I'm at 33 and I want to go to 66. Well, I got to get on my horse and get that number to keep improving. I went down almost 1,000 cards over December. It's crazy. Now I've listed a bunch. It hasn't been slow, but it's been a little bit slower the past couple of days. And I was able to get a couple hundred more listed. So I'm kind of climbing back up there. The first of the month, of course, also hit. So I had to list my 500 auctions. And so there's some other things that, kind of came up in the middle of my new weekend process of listing in the mornings. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I think that will make up that time difference for me. And you're going the route of trying to add some more technology in to help you speed up your process. So
Right.
there's lots of different ways to do it. Urethra says, New Year talk, I've shared I'm rather OCD, so I've been spending the week repricing and relisting before I add new items. May sound like a waste of time, but the mental health benefit. Yeah, if that works for you, that's great. Now, here's what I'll say. Now, remember, I don't work hard. Charlie knows this. So I've thought about that with repricing cards and things like that. Relisting I kind of do with my end listings all similar, so that sort of takes care of that in my mind. But repricing, I don't think I really need to do that, because what'll happen is if you have cards that end up being overpriced, when you add coupons in and things like that, and it can lower that price to more of a market price, you should get some more sales on some of those cards. So that's kind of how I look at it. And I accept offers on every card. So, if I priced a card at $10 and, now the market's $5 on it and somebody offers me $5, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's kind of overpriced now. $5 is a good price. I'll take it. So I kind of let my customers sort of write their own price. And if it fits, then I let it go. Now I'm only 3 years or so into this of having like a good number of inventory. So maybe when some of those cards have been listed for 20 years, that might be change that a little bit, but I'll worry about that when I get that far, I guess. How do you feel about it, Charlie, with repricing? And
I don't do it much. The stuff I reprice is more incidental. Like if I come across some listings because I'm doing something else and I'm like, oh yeah, that market is died down quite a bit, then I may mass update a few things just because I have them up. But I don't do anything to go out and scan old listings and see if I want to adjust prices. It's totally incidental when I do it.
Well, and a lot of times, okay, so I have this Thurman Thomas Phoenix Fireburst Parallel card here, right? I'll probably list this at $1.99. Like, I'm not going to lower that price. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not that.
That price isn't going to change. You're looking more at like Zion rookies, or somebody who was hot and now they're not hot, or this guy wasn't hot, now he is hot. I need to go raise prices. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, good for you if you feel like that's gonna help your business and you got the time to do it, go ahead.
That's the other thing too. I don't really worry about raising prices on anything unless I have a multi-quantity listing. And let's say I had 4 Zion cards out there at $250 a piece, and all of a sudden I sell through the first 3 and I'm like, oh, that went pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put this one up to $325 that I have left or something.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I do that too, because I have a ton of quantity listings.
Yeah,
so that's something that I do pretty regularly, because I'll price based on what I have for quantity versus demand.
Yeah,
demand has increased. Yeah, I'll raise the price.
Because
you sold items on that listing, you're going to get more traffic anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's basic supply and demand, right? If it's selling really fast, you probably ask the really low price for what the market is asking. You know? So
yeah, if I was selling like all high-end cards where the market was, doing this and that, and this player's injured, and now they want an MVP, and it'd be different. You'd have to stay on top of that. But I sell $2 cards. I'm not going to go back and reprice them all.
I always kick myself when I list a card and it sells like within the first hour, and I'm like, I definitely priced that too low.
Well, and we've talked about this before too, but I try to really just focus on the profit, right? Okay, if I
Yeah.
paid 10 cents for that card and I sold it for $3,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I could have sold it for 4, but I got you have to take profit.
Right.
You don't go broke if you take profit. Let's see. Scott wants to know what the mental benefit is for urethra. Oh, she's referring to the fact that her OCD won't be bugging her if she doesn't have her pricing and her inventory stuff redone. Can we talk about Charlie cosplaying as Slash in this channel picture? Yeah, it's funny. I did Slash for Halloween one year too. So
yeah, so I tried to change that and it's not sticking. I actually want to put this guy out there, and I tried to feature him, but it wouldn't change my picture. So that's still a work in progress. But the Slash was, I did win a contest with that one. So
that's awesome. Keith has joined us. He says, "What's up, guys? Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're doing well." Let's see. Checking off a very old to-do list. Yeah, that just keeps on growing for me. I get it. I love organizing the most. I like things in order. See, I don't have any interest in that at all. That's why I love the baggies, because I'm doing it while I'm listing, because I like I said, I'd go start to finish, take my photos, list, put it in the baggie, done. Goes right in the drawer.
yeah,
it's awesome.
see, I don't do it that way because I am hitting spots throughout the day because I'm almost all mobile. Like, I still go through that process where I'll dig out the cards I want to list for the day. I'll take some pictures, and then sporadically through the day, when I get a moment, then I start doing the listings. And then at the end of the day, I go back and I file all of those listings away with the new SKU process.
It'll be easier when you're full-time, Charlie.
Oh, here's a great comment. So my girl got me a thermal printer for my birthday. Let me tell you what, a lifesaver. So Adam, you've been saying that forever. So this is, I don't know if you can put a poll up. Do you have that capability, Adam? Is that kind of tech available where we can do a poll?
Oops, I just changed our layout. Hold on,
it didn't change on my end.
Oh, it didn't? Maybe it was just a...
Yeah.
I don't
because
know.
it might be a good poll if I'm going to invest in some new tech. See what everybody has to say about, should I invest in a scanner or invest in a thermal printer?
Oh, thermal printer, no brainer.
I don't know. I feel about my labels the way you feel about your picture taking.
Yeah, no. Printing right on that label and sticking it on the package. Awesome. Let's see. No, I don't know how to do a poll on here. It doesn't give me a... Well, anyway, yeah, if you guys want to post on here, what do you think? What do you think Charlie should do? Thermal scanner or regular printer or whatever? Scott has one. Urethra says, I'm embarrassed to admit how long it took me to get one. Every time I list, I sell. Funny how that works. Back to my full-time job this week. I am tired and unmotivated at night. It's tough. Trust me, this will drain you after a while. Though, sounds great. You're like, you make this money and, oh, great, I got more cards. I can list them. And then listing takes you more time. Then shipping takes you more time. And then selling takes getting back to customers and responding to offers. And like, it becomes a full-time job pretty quick. Bargain says Charlie is your spirit animal. John Tesh had albums out. I used to work at a music store. People have bought them. They couldn't have bought them though.
Oh, there's huge John Tesh fans.
I was using a regular printer and packing tape. Nope, don't do that. Packing tape is also very expensive. Keith said he's going to sub to your channel. Awesome. Thanks, Keith. Dejan Terp subbed.
Thank you.
Average Dave's cards is here. He says he also worked in a music store.
Empire Records.
Yeah. Oh man, that movie's so good.
It is.
That's so good. I want you to go back there and get my money. That's not how it works, Joe. Oh, he makes me laugh. He glues those quarters down to the ground, and that stupid kid can pick up those quarters.
Yeah.
Somebody glued these quarters to the floor. I don't have to explain my art to you. Yeah. I could quote that movie all day long. Keith, I had my cutting and taping on the envelope game down, but I do not miss it. No, you don't want to do that.
I feel like I have it down pretty good. Like from the time I hit print my label to when I can take it out the door is pretty darn quick. So I don't know.
I do like 250 a day, so no. I don't want to do that. Just rip, strip, done. No tape, nothing. Plus, it's less money, costs less. I had a system down, but one day in the thermal, and I'm spoiled. Yep, I love it. Even started using the thermal to print a coupon QR code for the customer. I know I could order business cards, but it's just too easy right now to just print it out. That's true. You can do that.
In fairness, I did try the thermal printer route, but the thermal printer I got just never would work right, and I got pretty disenchanted with it from that. So I have to find a different one.
Yeah, I can send you a link to mine.
I think you have.
And they're not that expensive, and you can get, if you kind of watch for the sticker deals, you can get them for less than a penny a sticker. So it's awesome. Tom says he crops too. Aretha scans during our show. Good for you. That's a great way to do it. Picked up a $30 light box to list with. I do about a 3x zoom with my phone on a stack, and I randomly list throughout the day. That works. Let's see. Pulling for Michigan to win the national championship. Blake Corum card is the latest magazine. Maybe that will go up in price.
There you go.
Yes, I'm still waiting for my magazine. I didn't get it yet. I did check Barnes & Noble today, and they didn't have them either.
I am still waiting for my first magazine to arrive.
I don't know who else is in the magazine yet, so I'm kind of waiting for that.
I'm a Corum fan too. Look at that guy.
Yeah, I sold a few. Yeah, I sold a few of the Bowman Chromes. Keith says he listed 2 Bowman U Michigan cards Monday night and sold the morning after their win. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's skip on. You shipped out 1,000 cards in December. That is working hard. No, I shipped out oh gosh, we're all probably close to 2,500 cards in December.
Total. Really?
But I went down in my count,
listings,
1,000 in listing, because I listed stuff, but stuff was selling faster. Yeah, it was nuts. I sold about 8 today. Not bad for me. Awesome. Congratulations. What's up, fellas? Baseball card curmudgeon has joined us. Welcome to the show.
Yankees. Who's the greatest Yankee of all time? That's got to be Mantle, right?
It's like you don't even. It's like you don't even watch. You don't even pay attention. My man DJ. I just bought 300 Derek Jeter cards. They're on their way, and I can't wait.
I think I sold a Jeter card the other day.
Oh, I sell the crap out of Jeter. I have Jeter sales every single day. I can't imagine. I can't remember the last time I skipped a day without a Jeter sale. Yeah. His stuff is total fire. And the more it goes down the line, the better the stuff sells, because they don't make a ton of Jeter retirement cards.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Sounds like Value Box Digger is setting up a road trip for us, Adam.
Will you guys be coming to the 150 table 3-day show in Eau Claire? Let's plan a meetup if you do. It'd be cool to meet you in person.
Info. Yeah,
give us some info on that. When is the show? Where is it at? I don't know if we'll do all 3 days.
I would definitely take a ride over to Eau Claire, though.
Yeah, 150 table show. Sure, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I'd be happy to go, pending schedule time. But I did an end and sell similar 55 cards before the show, and sold 2 of them in the last hour. It does work.
Yeah.
People thought I was crazy.
We still think you're crazy. It just so happens that this works.
So a guy walks into his doctor's office and he's just wrapped in cellophane, right? Nothing else.
Yeah.
And he goes in and the doctor looks at him and he says, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Well, I used to think you were crazy, but now I can see you're nuts."
My 10-year-old was sitting at the dinner table next to me having some almonds or pistachios, and he dropped one. And I said, "Son, you just dropped your nuts." And he picked them up and he said, "I picked up my nuts, Dad."
Nice.
I'm so proud of him.
You got to hang on to those nuts. Never know when you'll need them. Scott Nice, for sales. I haven't dived into doing multiple card listings in one listing of different cards. I've done one listing with multiples of same card. Is that a difficult process? I think he's referring to variation listings. We don't do variation listings. We do like I got 10 of this card. I list this picture of this card and say I have 10 of them.
Quantity 10.
That's what we're referring to. And no, it doesn't take any extra effort. Instead of where it says 1, you just change it to 10 before you list.
And I've tried the variations. I didn't have a lot of success with it. After a couple months, I ended up busting them apart. And then the cards started selling in the individual listings.
Mm-hmm. Scott's got some good advice here. We talk about this all the time. Fast nickel over a slow dime. Been practicing that more, accepting some lower offers when I'm in the profit. Yes, make that money. You can go buy more cards, which is more fun to do anyway. I've tried changing picks, but forgot to hit publish before. Yeah, that could be because I've changed my photo a bunch of times. I've never had a problem. I designed a new logo this past year and I was able to change it right away.
Yeah, it's weird because it goes through the motions and it seems like it's working, but then it never changes.
Yeah. All right, we're getting into some of our votes now of thermal versus scanner. Degen says thermal. Average Dave says thermal. Putting a poll up. Troy says thermal, not a question. Thermal. Once my boys stop costing me so much, I could go full time. One day in, thermal all day. I bought an 0304 Exquisite LeBron 99 for $4,500 back in the day and sold it for $65. How did I do? That's $1 million card, am I right? I don't know how much an 03 Exquisite out of 99. Was it autoed and was there a patch in it? Was it an RPA? If it was an RPA out of 99, yeah, it's probably a couple $100,000, I would think, dollars.
I mean, you're in the profit, and that's right. What matters the most.
Right. And you did that back in the day. You can't compare that to today, obviously. Charlie, I wish I would listen to the countless amounts of people who told me to get a thermal printer early on. The sooner, the better. Let's see. Tom, thermal printers on my list. Scanner isn't, but I'm also doing almost all unique listings. I've been turning the envelopes over and putting the label over the opening. Works great. I wrap top. That's exactly what I do. That's how I show it in my videos. I wrap top loaded on card saver card and a piece of paper worth 1 penny to protect it. I don't do that. I don't like wasting money on supplies. Papers is not cheap. But that I digress. It depends on what you want to do for volume and how you want to set your profit margin. Charlie and I were talking earlier about envelope cost.
Yeah.
And I pay 0.0197 cents per envelope, and he's paying 0.03 something, and that's too expensive for me. So I hit up my place that I get mine from, and that's where I buy them. And I buy them in whenever I find them, I buy them in bulk.
And they're always empty shelves when I go there.
Yep. Sorry. Ooh, it's like the dollar in front of you. Ooh, too slow. Too slow. Hey, wait. Here, wait. I got it. You want this 1 penny envelope? Oh, you're too slow.
Someday I'll go in there and there'll be like a laminated envelope on the shelf, and I'm just trying to get it, but it won't move.
No, I'll tape it to the shelf. I'll be like,
yeah,
just packing tape it right on there. What is the most you pay to ship a card? Well, I guess Ziggy has joined us, by the way. Hi, Ziggy. I guess it depends on what the card is, but generally for like a single card, like a graded card, I don't know, it's $4, $4.50, depending on where you're shipping it to. I just do the USPS Ground Advantage. In that case, you're generally at 3 ounces, maybe 4 ounces. There isn't even a price difference between 3 and 4 ounces, I believe. I think it's over 6 ounces was when it finally starts going up. So
yeah,
pretty rare. One card I would have, would weigh more than 6 ounces. Probably the exception would be those metal cards that I had from those Topps Finest, the landmark ones, which are all metal. Those are like 3.5 ounces on their own, and then you add in the packaging weight, you might hit the 5 ounce mark then.
Yeah.
On one of those, but
you actually just reminded me, like I weighed something before I sent it out today, and then I was like, when I changed the weight, did I put the wrong number in? But I did put the right number. I thought
that's good.
I know it was going to be like a 3 ounce, but for some reason when you said that, I was like, did I put 2 ounces on the label? But I put 3.
You can always add, if you did, you can always add an ounce of postage.
Yeah, I've done that before too.
Let's see. Although I had 5 Aaron Jones rated rookie pink hollows that sold one after another over the holidays and completely out after sitting 3 months. So turning 2.25 into 10 doesn't seem like a bad idea after $2 on $65. Right, exactly. You took your profit, so that was good. The other thing is I also look at the player. Okay, so, and I'm going to use your example here. When Aaron Jones' career is done, no one's going to care. He's, if you're comparing him to other, sort of okay backs in the history of the NFL, there's thousands of them and none of them sell for anything. If you've got somebody unique, somebody generational, a Barry Sanders, a Tom Brady, something like that, that's different. You're talking different. You might want to hold out for some more money, especially if it looks like they're going to be, getting a bunch of records and winning Super Bowls and things like that. That's different. On an Aaron Jones card, I would take the profit on that card every single day. Regardless of what he does next week, I don't care. I'm taking that money now because when he's done, no one's going to care. So that's my take on that one. I have 400 to 500 Jeters. Nice. I probably have, well, mine's been dwindling quite a bit, but I probably had a good 2,000 or so, 1,500 to 2,000, and I'm well under 1,000 now. I have a lot of empty space in my Jeter drawer, so it was time for me to buy a lot. And then I told you I was excited, so I messaged Charlie. I'm like, hey, I got this awesome Jeter lot. There's good stuff in it. Great price. And then boom, I had bid on some other ones and I won another one. Not quite as good a price, but a good price. So so I got two 150 card lots. I'm pretty excited. Troy is speaking facts here.
What about Lou Gehrig?
What about him?
What about Babe Ruth?
What about him?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that would say different Yankees than Derek Jeter.
DJ. That's it.
DJ wasn't even the best player in like his years.
Oh, I don't know about that. 5-tool, man. 5-tool, 6 championships, 5 championships. 5 championships. Yeah, no, he's legit. Captain of the Yankees for 23 years or something.
Yeah, that's insane. He was the captain. So he was a good leader.
One of the best leadoff men of all time. Like, dude, there's a lot going on there. He didn't smash 75 home runs in a season. No. And if that's how, everybody wants to measure a player, then no, you're not going to get that out of Derek Jeter. But he did all the other things. Anyway, we're not going to argue about Derek Jeter. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's like LeBron and Kobe and Jordan and all that stuff. Like, who cares? It's all in good fun, obviously. Remember you saying how when a card sells and you have another in your store, that one sells quick? That has happened to me a few times now. I only speak truth. Derek Jeter is the greatest Yankee of all time. Do you guys lump similar card types when listing, looking to make listing easier? Yes, that is something that I do. So I will try to, like I did a chunk of soccer earlier tonight. I also think that in a way that kind of helps with sales. Because a lot of times I'll, let's say I list a good chunk of big name soccer players. I might sell like 8 or 10, not even necessarily those cards, but I'll get like a bunch of soccer sales. So I think it's good to sort of have that listing theme going. Plus it makes sure that it helps me make sure that I'm consistently listing in all the different areas. So I want to list, okay, I'll list some non-sport now. Okay, I got some baseball, I'll list. I got some basketball, I'll list. I want to make sure that I'm bulking up in all my areas and not just, I'll do all football today,
Yeah, I switch it around as well. I will try to.
Plus, it's not as boring then.
Yeah, I do in small batches, though, try to group cards together. So I don't like, I still look a lot of things up because I just don't have the experience in the hobby that Adam has. So if I can grab a pack of cards that are all the same year, same brand, that can speed things up for me. And to be totally transparent, I actually hire my kids to sort my cards out for me. And they love it, and they make a little cash for their card shows to go out and spend. And then when I go to my box, they're all sorted out for me.
That's great, and that's something you share with your family, so that makes it pretty cool too.
Yeah.
My kid would be like, I ain't doing that for $10. So I'm on my
By the way, you know who my favorite Yankee of all time is? This is kind of an odd choice. I don't think anybody would ever guess this. But knowing that, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s.
Aaron Boone.
Ooh, that is a good like outsider guess, and you're not that far off.
Don Mattingly.
Nope. Donnie Baseball was great though. Like he was a hero in my younger years. But my favorite Yankee that I watched the most and really enjoyed watching was the Grandy Man, Curtis Granderson.
Oh yeah, sure.
Not too many people would probably.
He wasn't there that long. He was only there for like 3 seasons. He got traded.
Yeah,
right? Because he came from Detroit, I think. The Tigers.
Yep, he did. But he was an all-out player. He had some good home run years, which is surprising for his size. He stole bases. He was just fun. He was energy all the time.
Yeah, I definitely remember him. Yeah, those were that was kind of in my years when I was actually watching baseball too. So
and the cool nickname to go with it too. That's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, Derek Jeter has a cool nickname too. It's the Captain. In case you didn't know that.
Great.
Tom says his average daily sales have been great from 0.75 in November to 2.5 in December, and already up to 5 a day in January. So much doom and gloom talk in other areas of the hobby, but not for everyone.
Yeah.
Sales are doing just fine. We talked a little bit, and this isn't necessarily the theme of this show, but we talked a little bit last time about some economic factors that are going to help this year too. Rates dropping and housing market and food prices are falling. And there's some other things that will help people have some money to buy unnecessary items such as sports cards and non-sport cards. Ryan has joined us. Welcome to the show, Ryan. Have you been seeing more and more cards getting lost, not delivered? I've had quite a few this past week. I'm guessing from the holiday. I had 2. I did have 2. One was a single card, like a single $3 card, so whatever. Another one was said delivered, but it never got delivered to that person.
Yep.
So that might still end up getting resolved at some point. I don't know, but yes, now, is that a lot compared to how much I've shipped? No, it's very minimal. So feel fortunate that way.
Yeah, I had 2 over the holidays too, which it's expected with the increase in volume. I had one particular buyer over the New Year's holiday. I think eBay had estimated his delivery like last Thursday, and it didn't happen. And he messaged me every single day. Hey, it's not here yet. Can you
Yeah,
check on this? Can you get
yeah,
the cross reference number for the tracking from Pitney Bowes and all this stuff? And I'm like, take it easy. I see you're outside of Chicago. They probably scanned it in Chicago as delivered, but you got to wait till it gets to your local post office and stuff. Well, this morning I got the message. Actually, yesterday morning I got the message. Hey, I'm sorry I was so obsessed with this, but it showed up today. So yeah, I mean, I get it though, right? Like that
yeah.
particular one was a Corbin Carroll first Bowman. He was super excited to get it. So I get it. I've been in that position too, where I'm waiting for that card, and every day I'm checking for it,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
but overall, we talked about this every once in a while, and we both agree. Overall, the U.S. Postal Service has a really high rate of delivery. I mean, for the volume they move, they do a really good job.
Yeah, their robots do a great job sorting
Well,
everything.
hey, there's men and women on foot delivering rain or snow.
So here's one thing that might kind of influence the thermal printer crowd as well. I had one where I ended up having to, I don't remember, something happened to the envelope, so I threw the packing tape over the top of my printer label, and I just happened to be talking to, I take my mail to my postal hub, and I happened to be talking to one of the guys who runs a scanner there. They have like a little side door where that they open up and they can like talk to customers and stuff with issues. They do that around the
Yeah.
holidays especially. Anyway, I was talking to him and he said, actually, don't put tape over anything. He said that kind of screws up the scanners a bit. They don't like that. It's reflective and stuff. So he said, we really like the sticker labels because those are nice and matte. And the thermal printing has no shine to it, right? Because it's just heat that raises the lettering. So the post office likes the thermal labels as well. Just
Yeah, I got a little different feedback from my letter carrier that services the house here. They did talk about the tape on there, but what they called out was specifically when you start putting seams in the QR code or whatever.
Yep.
That's when it can cause some problems. Because I'm pretty OCD with the way I tape mine. And they actually commented about, what a good job that is. And then we got into this conversation about what problems do you see? And that was the number one thing they brought up is when people have seams or creases in those labels in those places.
Yeah. You don't want to screw up basically anything where they scan. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You got to be quicker than that. Ooh, once an envelope. Shoot. Yeah, some aren't getting scanned in the origin hub, but they do in the destination. I have a couple with no scans at all. Another reason why I take it to my main hub. They do scan. I don't think I've ever had one where they didn't scan at all on the origin. So again, I'm fortunate because I'm close to it, but I feel like there's value in bringing it right to the main hub. I've had some customers say items show deliver, but they tell me it's not there. I usually say it will show up. Yep. Tell them to wait a couple days. It'll get there. Pulled a Jordan Love Prism Pink Auto in 2021. Wish I still had it to sell. I actually pulled, now I live in Green Bay, so, there's a little bit more focus, obviously, on Jordan Love than in most areas, but I pulled 2 Prism Black silver prisms out of Chronicle boxes. So those who say you can't get good stuff out of Chronicles, those Prism Black cards are amazing. So
yeah,
I was excited about that. And I didn't sell them. Those are in my PC lot. So that turned out to be good to toss those aside. I sold Browns and Packers cards recently. Very random guys too. Yeah, you can pretty much list anything, especially if it's older product. There's buyers. There's team collectors for sure. Ziggy says Don Mattingly. Yep, that was my guess too. Jeter smashed Escalades. He sent fruit baskets too.
I don't know what that refers to.
I do. Good for him. He was uncommitted during baseball. He can do what he wants. I love Jeter, but he was never a 5-tool guy like ever, and maybe not even top 5 Yankee. I don't agree with that.
Oh, MG Sports knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Yankees.
He probably thinks Babe Ruth was the best. The guy didn't do anything.
Urethra likes DiMaggio there.
DiMaggio, yeah. Lovely to involve your kids. Donnie for sure. Chuck Knobloch, nice.
Chucky Knobloch.
Yeah, Chuck was awesome. But he was with Minnesota, wasn't he?
That's where I think he had his greatest success, but he did go to the Yankees, yeah.
Okay. Everyone ends up at the Yankees eventually.
Right. In their good years.
Scott says he's tarnished his 14-year-old from collecting because he sees me selling and he lost interest in collecting. Says he sees the other side of losing money, ripping boxes, etc. That's good. I'm glad he's realized that at least. Matt has joined us. Welcome, Matt. I promise we'll not bring up Quick Trip again and turn this into a food channel.
We love our Quick Trip. I have no problems with you bringing it up.
That was fun. 5-tool includes power. Jeter never had that, but that's true. He didn't smash a lot of home runs. I would give you that. But he had an off-the-field tool, which I would consider his 5th tool, and that was leadership and captainship. Food channel hype. We're not talking about food. MD says Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Rivera all put before DJ in most people's books.
Wow.
Not my book though. So
Rivera surprises me because he was so specialized.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're caught up in the chat, if you can believe it or not.
We are.
We are. So let's talk about some goals for 2024. I know Charlie's looking to go full time, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Lies. Not even close to going full time here.
But what are your goals for 2024? Where do you want to get to in this year?
Well, I think first it starts with listings. I want to continue to grow listings. I'd like to hit 5K this year. I think that's a manageable number. Sometimes I look at it and I say, depending on if I continue some of my other roles in life, coaching and some of my other hobbies and things like that, I might even be able to smash that number if I really focus just on this. Yeah. Revenue, of course, sales numbers need to climb with that as well. So I'd like to really like to 5x my sales if I can. That would be nice. I think my pricing strategies now are much different than they were back in March and April when I started this. Additional knowledge in the industry has helped. So I think you remind me all the time how when I started, I was trying to be the low price leader and just be the quickest to flip something, right? That's not my strategy anymore. So I'd like to see that pay off with sales. And beginning to grow a little bit more in that marketing space, I think will help that. So 5X is, I think, a pretty aggressive goal for me, but something that I can hit. Attending my first national, that's another goal, which we're well on our way to hitting that one. And seeing what I can do there. I've got some company coming down. Sorry. What about your goals?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. If you're going for growth, you need more listings, you need more sales, more revenue, more reinvestment. Buy more cards. That's the fun part, but it is important and must be done. I would like to continue my organization adjustments. So one of the things, my stuff is organized, but it's a lot of it is here. I know where stuff is, and I need to get that changed, because if I'm going to have somebody help pitch in, I need anybody who walks in to be able to go and easily be able to find stuff. So that's probably my biggest focus. The other would be I'm moving my office. So I want to get my new office set up for an actual card business, which I'm just kind of in this office. This is what I had. So I'm just working in it, versus now I can set up exactly what I want.
Sure.
So I want to make that a focus. Continue to grow just a presence in the community. Be able to help as many resellers as I possibly can. I'd like to also focus on expanding what I carry. So more non-sport categories, more maybe some more gaming categories. Like I showed you, I got a stack of Lorcana stuff to work with, and just kind of rounding out as best I can. I would like to add in some more higher end stuff too. Some more big hitters. I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. I have to get a solid handle on my low end. But if I hit my 66,000 listings, which I would love to do this year, so basically double up from last year, because I'm at like 33,000. That's my listings goal number. If I can do that, then I believe that could buy me some extra free time to try to look at adding some other things, because I'm at my listing cap and I got to make some decisions at that point anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, and then just make more sales. You do some more advertising. The national will be a big one this year. I pretty much just worked at the national last year. I didn't really have as big of a sub base as I do now, so I didn't really get out to any events or plan anything. So, I think those are really the big ones. I would love to at least double my revenue, but we'll see. I showed you some of my numbers. We don't really talk money here, but I was pretty much right on where I thought I would be. I mean, I do my accounting year long, but I don't really look at like the total bottom lines all the time. But it was pretty much right where I was at, and I'm pretty happy with that number. And to double that would be a nice big boost for my family and my business. So, and I don't see why, if I double my listings, I shouldn't double my sales. As long as I'm buying the right stuff and listing at the right price, it should. I've only seen growth. Really, it was interesting because my December sales numbers were up almost 45% over my November sales numbers. So like that's an insane amount of growth. So
you did a lot of coupons in December, didn't you?
Did a couple of different coupons. Yeah, that was kind of when I first started doing coupons. Mainly smaller ones. I was pretty consistently doing like 25 or 30% on.
Okay.
For a while I was doing buy 3 get 20%, 25%, one of those two numbers. So the reason I like the 5 or 6 is because that's how many cards I can fit in one card saver.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, if they buy 6, I should be able to put 6 in here. It's the most minimal cost of supplies and shipping I can get to, and then get those extra sales by offering some of my savings to my customer. And then, right before Christmas, I did a buy 10, get 50% off, which the ironic part about that was I didn't have very many 10 card orders, but I had some like 40 card orders. I had one guy had a 150 card order. Like I had these really, 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 really big orders, and a lot of it was Farv stuff, believe it or not, like Farv base cards. So which I still have like 25,000 cards to list. So that
Yeah.
was like the perfect product for me to get some nice sales numbers on, and get those out the door. So I'm going to continue to do that. I want to continue to try to buy some bigger bulk deals, buy out some tables, buy some big boxes. Now that I'm confident that I have the customer base and I have the right tools on eBay to move a bunch of stuff really quick. I want to try to get a bunch of stuff so that, I constantly have these bigger numbers. Keeping up with the listing is going to be the biggest challenge, I think, going forward.
I don't know. I think about buying out boxes, right? And it's just not a space I'm comfortable with yet. But at the card show last weekend, I did have a table offering up a box to me. It was a smaller box, and I was like, maybe this is a time to break that seal, right? And get that first box. But I asked them for a make me buy it price, and I didn't like what I heard yet, so I didn't pull the trigger on it. But I was at least thinking about it.
The advantage is getting the price down as far. So if you're not going to get in a good enough deal, you shouldn't do it. You should cherry pick. I think I'm probably a little more comfortable with it than you are, because I started this by buying a bunch of lots.
Okay.
So I wasn't really cherry picking the cards anyway. It would be, buying like I just did this weekend. I bought 2 big Derek Jeter lots. I don't really know everything that's in it. I know the Derek Jeter cards. And I know I got them cheap enough that it doesn't matter what the card is. If it's a 1998 score base card, I'll still make a profit on it based on what I paid. So yeah, you have to kind of look over those deals and know what you're doing a little bit in order to get it, and hopefully you'll have a few winners in there that'll put you over the top anyway. I've bought a lot of my soccer that way because I just don't find soccer at shows. I do have a show and share, so maybe this is the right time to get to that, because this was kind of a blind buy, and I bought it from a seller in Canada.
Oh, get that exchange rate?
I did. So yeah, the Canadian price is higher, so I think a lot of buyers shy away because they look at that price and they don't do the math. Here's the box, actually. Here's the box that it came in. It was kind of interesting because I bought this on December 28th and I got it yesterday. Isn't that crazy fast?
Canada Post?
Canada Post. Well, it's no, because it's USA tracking. I don't know. It's this. Here, I'll show you. So it's the USA packet shipping or whatever they call it.
Okay.
Can you read that? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Anyway, I was shocked. I didn't really track it at all. I'm like, it's gonna, with the holiday and everything, it's gonna take at least a week to get. And I opened my mailbox. I'm like, holy crap, that's
there it was.
Hot. But anyway, this is what I bought. Now I didn't know exactly what was in it. There's a couple of pictures, but I knew it was a good deal, and I was very pleasantly surprised. And the first card I'm going to show you is, I picked this one specifically because I knew it would interest Charlie. You ready?
Go for it. Wizard of Oz, nice.
And it's the promo card.
Yeah.
It's got that like rainbow foil on it.
Yeah. Cool. Somewhere over the rainbow.
So these are all non-sport promo cards. Some are. One of the things I liked about this lot, first of all, it was a big lot. It's 190 cards. I paid $25 for it, so it's super, super cheap. But the other thing I liked was they were all unique cards, meaning there's no doubles in it. Usually when I buy lots of non-sport cards, especially if they're promo cards, you get like 10 of this promo and 20 of this promo. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't think buying quantities is a bad thing.
No.
By any measure. But sometimes it's nice to just get unique stuff too. So here's a couple of Scorpion King cards. I got to remember to go the right direction when I show these. Look at this sweet Spawn promo card. It's all shiny.
Nice.
Yeah. Couple other Spawn ones. Then there's some pretty unique stuff in here. Look at this Smokey the Bear.
Only
Foil
you
card.
can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
That is.
But this is essentially like buying out somebody's non-sport box, right? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I've actually sold some of her cards before. They do pretty well. It's really cool. Superman promo. The Return of Superman. This one's even better. If you like the shiny and the refractor, this wizard.
Oh, okay.
Superman. Right? There's some kind of unusual ones. There's a bunch. It's a lot of sci-fi stuff like Stargate and Star Trek and stuff. Like these are all Stargate, different Stargate ones. Now I've sold a lot of Stargate before, so I'm not disappointed in that by any measure. But here's a bunch of Enterprise from Star Trek Enterprise. All different, but this Masterworks one is really cool with a Klingon there.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of like different texture ones. Here's some of the old Star Trek, right?
Ooh.
Captain Kirk stuff always does well. Picard. You can see his big bald head there. But look at these cool canvas ones.
Yeah.
Here's one with Kirk and Spock. It's kind of hard to, you can kind of see the canvas.
Yeah, you can see the texture
on
to
there.
it.
Some of the kind of the old school tops, straight
Damn it,
cardboard
Jim.
ones,
I'm a doctor, not a card.
right? Some Titanic,
Okay.
kind of unique there. Here's another Titanic one. 24. Everybody remembers the 24 show. Tomb Raider.
Ah.
Angelina Jolie on a card is always going to be successful. So that's a lot of the paper stuff, but there's a lot of like foil ones in here. Here's some Terminator 3. The Three Stooges. That one's pretty cool with the foil on there.
Yeah.
The Tudors. Here's the refractor one. Shiny.
What's in the foreground on that card?
On which one?
The Tudors card.
It's a lady.
Is that,
Lying
is
down.
that, is that not safe for... Oh, okay.
She's got a dress on.
Sort of.
Sort of. Well, it's kind of
Draped on
falling,
her. Yeah.
falling off, but that's part of the fun. Then there's some really, really interesting stuff. This Van Helsing, Frankenstein one, Orson Welles, Citizen Kane. This one's all sparkly and stuff. A bunch of glitter on it.
That's right up my alley. I'm a big Citizen Kane fan.
Witchblade, X2, X-Men, Xena and Hercules cartoon.
Ah.
This really cool foil X-Files one.
Sully and Mulder, was it?
Sully and Mulder. There's a bunch of different X-Files ones in here that I've sold a ton of X-Files stuff. It does really well. But the cool part is these are all those promo cards. So a lot of people like to collect sets in non-sport. Well, then they want the promo card to go with their set. I'll just pick out a few more here that I think are pretty cool, because I'm sure you don't want to see all these. This one's pretty cool. This sparkly Gilligan's Island one.
Have you sold some Gilligan's Island cards?
I haven't. I've never had a Gilligan's Island card before.
That's a series that's crossed my mind, and I didn't know how that market was.
Hellboy. But that's what I love about, a lot like this. Hercules.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yep. He's kind of wacko now, but back then he was cool. I Love Lucy. Yeah, he's he's a warrior of God, and I know.
Okay.
I guess, if you're into that stuff, that's fine. It's not my thing. Here's It's a Wonderful Life.
Love it.
Right? I mean, how awesome is this stuff? The women
Yeah.
of James Bond. So there's all these like female James Bond cards.
Hmm. I've seen those before.
There's a little bit of fantasy stuff in here. Like here's one of the Ken Kelly drawings. There's
King
some
Kong was
Boris.
that?
Some of Boris's stuff is in here. Lost in Space. Yeah, Kong. This Lord of the Rings one with the two dragons. Looney Tunes. I've never heard of this show before, but I got two cards from Lex, Lexx.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Yeah, there's one, and there's this one, kind of a weird picture. Lost, of course.
I was a big fan of Lost.
Check this out, Mr. Bean.
Yeah,
Nice shiny Mr. Bean. I got both versions. I got the shiny one and the regular one.
Okay.
Mummy, Monty Python, Flying Circus. You got the monkeys. These are two of my favorite. This Mortal Kombat foil with Goro.
Mhm.
And then this one here. Can't think of his name. I can't remember his name.
Is that Raiden?
Raiden, thank you.
Yeah.
Kept wanting to say Satan. I don't know why. Monsters, another cool sparkly foily Monsters card. It's a foil, just a like a regular foil Monsters. This one's cool. Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
The Mask, right? Jim Carrey. Hold on to your eyeballs. We were just talking about holding on to your nuts, right? It's a little bit of anime. That's from Naruto. Outer Limits, a couple of those. This one's really cool. Onslaught from Marvel, and it's all embossed and everything.
Yep.
I like that one. There's some Pepsi. This is a chrome one, but most of them are just paper. Planet of the Apes. The Phantom. Robots. Remember that movie?
Robots.
Robots.
Yeah. I don't think that was one I had a rewatch rating on, but I did see it once, I think.
And then Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer cards.
Grew up with that, right?
King size Homer, so there's some nice Simpsons promos in here. You know how Simpsons does for me.
Yeah.
Coming at you, man. This one's cool. It's just a giant Bart head. Here's some Shrek. Smallville, a bunch of different Smallville stuff. Spike, Scooby-Doo. That's the cartoon, and then this is one from the movie.
Yep.
Obi-Wan, so there's some Star Wars in here. You can never go wrong with Star Wars promos. Here's a Clone Wars one. The Clone Wars cartoon. Alias foils. Jennifer Garner. Abbott and Costello. Those are pretty cool. Don't see those real often. Alien and Alien versus Predator. This cool Buffy canvas one. I like that one. Silver Knight Batman. Here's another Gilligan's Island. Just a paper card. It's really cool. Omnichrome Garfield.
Yeah.
Garfield stuff is hot. He's got a new movie. Friday the 13th. Jason stuff always does well. Farscape. This one, I have like a couple other copies of this. I literally sold one last week. So that's kind of nice. Frighteners. You remember the Frighteners?
No.
Yeah, it was a great little horror series. This one's kind of cool. It's not an actual sketch card, but it's like their promo card is one of the sketches.
Okay.
Cool. Dune, which of course is back. The Crow.
Yeah.
Got Riddick. There's a few Coca-Cola poster ones.
There's probably not a lot of cards of Brandon Lee either.
Nope. No, he died during that filming. So
yeah,
really cool foil, hollow foil Charmed cards. Got a couple different ones of those.
Have you ever watched Charmed?
Yes, used to watch it all the time with Bree.
I never watched it when it was on in New Run, but some station has like back to back to back episodes, and every once in a while I stumble across it and I can't change the channel. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's interesting. They got you, huh?
It's so corny.
They got you. Conan, nice chrome Conan card. I like that one. These are cool. Got some Catwoman. So these are the regular versions, and then this is the like hyper foil.
Nice.
Hollow foil. And it's got Holly Berry on it, right? It'll do just fine.
Yeah.
I sold my Eliza Dushku card this week, by the way. I was very disappointed. The Beatles. It's pretty cool.
I sold one of those Beatles cards I picked up at the Green Bay show.
Did you? See?
Yeah, it was the one with the big crease in it too. I thought the other one, which was in perfect condition, would have went first.
Yeah, I get that sometimes too. It's really weird. Battlestar. That's all. This is all Battlestar. I'll skip that. This is one of those fantasy ones. This is from Boris. If you ever see his stuff, he's an artist. Pick his stuff up. They sell really well. Comic Images, Chrome cards. He does like these kind of more adult fantasy type stuff. Betty Page.
Yep.
Bones. Nice Chrome.
I saw something the other day.
Betty Boop.
Aunt Bethany on Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Did you know she was the voice of Betty Boop?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yep. She was actually a pretty famous actress way back in the day.
Yeah. And Olive Oil?
Yep. Well, you needed somebody that had that little high-pitched, squeaky voice.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing at the time. So anyway, that's my non-sport share. I thought that was
that's pretty good.
Kind of a fun one. So I wanted to, and I got that really cool Wizard of Oz card, so I wanted to show you that one for sure. And then my you saw my Space Jam stuff last week, so here's your Marvin the Martian.
Marvin,
my F-15 space modulator.
Oh boy, that was pretty good. I don't know if I'd be proud of that.
He was always my favorite character growing up.
I like Marvin the Martian too. I would agree with that. What should we get? Did you have a share at all today? You said you didn't have
Not today. No.
Should we get back to the chat?
Yeah, let's see if we got some more to do in there.
All right. Scott says he's got a half mile from his post office hub. It's so fantastic. Don't think I could sell without being so close. Mine's about the same distance, and yeah, it's handy for sure.
So it's interesting. I used to take more to a post office near my work office, but now I pretty much put everything in my mailbox. And it's because of a philosophy you gave me, Adam, even though I know you go to the hub. But the philosophy I'm talking about is really that you convinced me that I don't need to be so careful about everything, right? So we talked about pictures tonight. For a while, I was afraid to try and mail out any relic cards. Now I send them all the time. Haven't had any problems with them.
Right.
For a while, I was afraid to use my mailbox at my house, and now I use that all the time. Haven't had any more problems than anywhere else.
Sure.
Like, I think there was a level of caution and concern that I had to prove to myself was not warranted, and now I pretty much do the path of least resistance on everything, and I don't have any more problems for it. So
yeah, you're just lazy like me, that's all.
Yeah, getting there.
So one of the things for me with my mailbox, and I'll do that sometimes too, especially because I work from home. Well, why go anywhere if I don't have to?
Well, your volume though will fill your mailbox.
That's the problem. Yeah, sometimes I'll have 200, or I'll have a big order, like I'll have a $150 order. I really don't want to put that in my mailbox. I'd rather my hub is not that far away. I just go there. I make it part of my whatever trip for the day if I need, grocery stuff or something else, and drop that stuff off. I bring it right into the building and put them right in the slot, so I know that there's no resistance between me and the people scanning it. Right, it goes right in there. So
yeah,
I also feel like it does ship a little bit faster, because if it gets on my carrier's truck, she brings it back, and then it goes through whatever they do, and then it has to go to sorting, and I feel like that might add a day or two. So I just do it at the hub. But
there's certain things I still like to take up to either to my hub or at least in like one of the drop boxes or something, usually it has to do with if I'm pushing the limits on something and I'm like, yeah, I just want to mix this in with a lot more mail so it's less likely to catch any attention. Because, you've had some stories where you'll get some things wrapped up and put back in your mailbox with a note on it. And I feel like that's going to happen more with like the carrier who's maybe newer and kind of trying to be by the book, right? And they're like, oh, this feels like 3.1 ounces. I'm going to send that back for more postage, So, yeah, if I push the limits, I tend to try and take it to a more high volume drop location.
Yeah. One thing that, since we've been talking about the post office, one thing I'm surprised at is we haven't gotten an announcement for a postage increase.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, and that usually comes right at the beginning of the year. So I'm not going to hold my breath that it's not coming, but maybe we squeak by and we won't have one. We'll see.
Are they? Last year it was like July when it went into effect, right? Is it always
January and July?
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. Peter's joined us. Up, boys and goats. Joining late. Had reached out yesterday about getting into the coupons and multi-card enticements. Yeah, I believe I responded to you, but yeah, basically, I just made a. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. I get up early to list, so this is my penalty for that. Yeah, I just made a video on how to create coupons and stuff. So check that out. I think that'll probably help you out a little bit. What's the point of the 66K listings or store level? Correct. You get 66. I did see Charlie has started to list some higher. Well, let me clarify this because people are probably like, why 66? You technically get 60,000 listings, right? For the premium subscription, but you're not going to up your subscription to the next one until you hit 66,000 listings because it's cheaper to just pay for the 6,000 listings in your current subscription before upgrading to the next one. Does that make sense? I guess I've never really explained this, but I did the math. I'm a math guy. It's math. So before I would go to like the Ultra store format or whatever it's called, I don't even remember the name of it right now, but before I would do that, it would behoove me to pay the 5-cent listing fee or whatever it is on the 6,000 listings before I would increase the price. So I look at my current subscription as including 66,000 listings. Hopefully that helps. Makes sense. I did see Charlie has started to list some higher priced, cheaper cards lately. And be more selective on what gets listed. That should help in revenue growth. Possibly. You'd be surprised. I sell cards that I get for free in the mail. No namers, random stuff. You can sell pretty much anything as long as you price it right.
Yeah, and it's not like my goal is really to have tiers of cards, right? For a variety of different buyers. So my bread and butter is going to be a foundation of $1.99 cards. I think that's always going to be the case. But if all I have out there is $1.99 cards, I'm missing out on a huge, market out there. So I try to have some that are in that mid-range as well. And then every once in a while, I'll put a bigger number card out there. For me, we're talking, over $100 or a couple $100 for a card. I'll put those out every once in a while as well. So it's not so much I shifted everything. It's more that I want to be diverse in my listings.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mentioned too. I have some really high end cards that I don't have listed. So, I just want to add some more of that. Plus, it's nice. Like if you get $200 in sales on this stuff in a day, and then you get one nice $100 or $200 one card sale. It's just nice. It just helps you really kind of round everything out, and it's not as intense on the shipping because it's just one card. And so yeah, I want to continue to build that way too. And generally, if you have cards for, like, let's say you were buying Otani rookies and you hold on to them for a while, or they don't sell for a while, they can become higher end cards.
Yeah,
They
that's
can
true.
go up in value. So, hopefully you'll see some of that just natural value gain as well. Ziggy says he's going to switch his PC to binders and display them in his office like a library. Excuse me, that's a great idea. One of the things I thought about doing for that is they make binders now that hold top-loaded cards. Because I don't want to take my raw cards and put them in binder pages.
Yeah.
But those new top-loaded holders, plus as you're kind of thumbing through them, they don't get like bent and stuff from the weight or people flipping the pages. So I thought about it, getting one of those albums and seeing how those work with the top loads in it. So we kind of, this is not exactly on topic, but it just came into my mind now. We talked a little bit earlier about supplies, right? And finding envelopes and that kind of thing. I did make my first card supply brand new order through a real distributor this past week. I bought sleeves finally in big bulk. I got a case of 10,000 sleeves for $55 shipped. Pretty solid price. So about a half a cent a piece, right? It's 0.055 cents a piece, or 0.0055, half of 1 cent. But that's about half price from what you pay at retail, right? So I had to buy 100 packs at a time. 100 packs of 100, so it's 10,000 sleeves. And might take me a little while to go through those, but I can also sell packs at shows, stuff like that, and make some profit on them then. The other reason I wanted to do that is I'm going through more sleeves, not just because I'm selling more cards, but I was doing a lot of multi-cards into a thick sleeve for shipping, and I'd gotten some more feedback from customers that they didn't really like that. They wanted each card sleeved. They don't care if I put multiple cards in the holder, but they want each card sleeved. So I thought, okay, well, if I can reduce my price on those, that's something I could do for my customers that is still pretty cost effective, if that makes sense, especially if it helps, protect some of the cards and that. I was individually sleeving every single foil card, and, I was sleeving most of the cards anyway that I would ship out. Let's say I sold, and maybe for not as savvy a collectors, it won't matter, but like, let's say I sold 10 of these, right? They're just base cardboard cards. I'd put, 5 in one sleeve, I'd put 5 in another sleeve, and then I'd put them in my card savers and tape them up. And I'm thinking for most of those, especially the sports card sales, I will be sleeving every card. So I was happy to find that. It was nice to get a big quantity at one time. I didn't pay anything for shipping. They're going to come right to my door. It'll be here Friday. And $55 shipped is pretty good. So just kind of a sidebar on supplies. I bought a nice soccer lot on eBay for 33 cents a card for 80 cards. I don't know what's in it to be able to tell you whether or not that's a good price, but if there's some good stars and stuff in it, I'm sure you'll do well. Soccer is just something that I generally buy online because I don't find a lot of it local. Your Marvin impression was impressive. Are we sure Charlie isn't Marvin the Martian? How long have you been working on that?
I guess about 30 years if I really think about it.
Pretty fair
Since
investment.
I was a kid. Like I said, he was my favorite character when I was a kid.
Urethra says there is an increase this month. Okay, I was surprised to not hear anything about it, but I guess I just haven't looked in the right places yet. It's going up a penny.
Interesting. I don't see it on the seller notifications on eBay.
No, well, that's because would only apply to the standard envelope.
Right.
because it's the stamp that went up. Maybe packages didn't go up at all, just the stamp did. Bought 670 1975 football cards for $70, mostly commons. Hey, now we're working into my game there. That's one thing that I do. I buy big lots of vintage football commons from time to time. They sell very, very, very well. Usually you can get a lot that has like a few semi-stars in it, or maybe even get away with it and get a couple of big name players in it to help with that cost. But yeah, if you bought a straight, I mean, if they're truly all commons, $70 might not be the best price. Excuse me. I would say, let's see, I would probably want to do a penny or so a piece. So you're probably looking more at like $60 would be a good price. But so 70 isn't too bad, I guess. Especially if you get a couple of semi-stars or a couple of quarterbacks in there, even if they're not big names, you can usually get a little bit more money for those. Joseph said he heard it was going up 2 cents as just at the post office today. Okay, so you're right, and also Urethra's right. The difference is the regular stamp is going up 2 cents, but we get a discounted postage rate. So the current stamp price is 67 cents. We pay 63 cents doing it through eBay, through the eBay. It's basically like a business rate, right, for the stamp. So that business rate stamp is going from 63 to 64, and then the regular stamp is going from 67 to 69. I believe that's what the difference is there.
So I did find the USPS. So in October, they proposed new prices for 2024, scheduled to take effect January 21st. 1 ounce letters, current 66, planned 68, metered
Right.
1 ounce, 63 going to 64.
Right. So the 2 cents is the regular stamp rate, and then the 1 cent is our rate for standard envelope. So I've been doing this a while. I know I know what those increases look like. I can remember when they dropped the price of a stamp once. That was insanity. So what I should have done was bought a bunch of I wish you could buy like eBay standard envelope like generic stamps ahead of time, like you could with the forever stamps. You could just go buy a roll towards the end of the year and kind of get through January and February without an increase. But yeah, it's kind of impossible to do that when you're printing it per envelope. Have you ever tried the eBay branded envelopes for trading cards? I shipped 9 to 12 card sales in them. So far, no problems with post office or buyers. eBay branded envelopes? I don't know what that means. They have the postage on them already? Is that what you're trying to say? No, I've never tried that. I was on eBay today and looking at their supply store, and there was a 3-packet envelope they were selling. Anyone ever use that? Description says no top loaders needed. Oh, interesting. No, I've never tried that.
I haven't seen it.
And yeah, like, okay, if you don't have a top, so is there a top loader built into it? Is that what you're trying to say? Or is that what they have? I don't know. Interesting. That's the one, Johnny. Do you like it? I sleeve each card individually. I actually like them.
Question is, what are you paying per envelope for that, though?
Right. Yeah, way too much. Way too much. I'd rather... My top loads are 6 to 7 cents, and my envelope is a little under 2 cents. I don't think I'm going to be able to do better than that. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm doing volume, so okay. He says it's 41 cents each, so no. Because my top load, let's say it's 7 cents for argument's sake, and then I've got my little piece of tape, which is like 1/100th of a penny.
Yeah.
Or something immeasurable enough that it doesn't matter. And then I have my 2 cent envelope. So I'm looking at about 8 cents. to get mine out the door. Oh, and a penny for the label. But you'd have to put a label on that anyway, so that kind of doesn't matter. So I'm under 10 cents to get something in the mail. And then postage, obviously. 63 cents. Soon to be 64.
Yeah.
Those gougers. But a 1 cent raise each year, I can deal with that. That's not a big deal. I'll raise my prices every few years, and that'll eat that up, and it's fine. So, did you like my non-sport lot?
I thought it was good. I would have been interested in that lot.
I
Based on
saved
what
it.
you
I saved it just for you. You have no idea how tempted I was to list these. I love listing non-sport stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun and it's weird. Listing Abbott and Costello cards. I have, 2,000 Mahomes cards. This gets boring after a while listing all this stuff. So
Yeah, you got to do something different every once in a while to keep things fresh, so you don't get too monotonous and burn yourself out.
Yeah, big time. Okay, eBay says there's a cardboard insert built into the envelope. Could be more expensive. Well, it sounds like it is. I figure I'm not paying the 30 cents each transaction and saving on card savers if I sold each card individually. So it's a deal breaker to me. You don't pay the 30-cent transaction fee if you use the eBay envelope? I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure. That still sounds like too much, though, for the cost. I'm heading to a card show in Raleigh, North Carolina Saturday. Can't wait to delve into some $quarter boxes. Attaboy! That's where we live.
Someone's ringing my doorbell and knocking on the door after 10 p.m. That's kind of odd.
That is a little odd. Yeah, we love our card shows. That was kind of one of my changes last year, was to try to get more of my inventory from card shows instead of online, and I did that. Probably 80% of my buying was at shows. I just can't get this stuff at shows generally.
Yeah.
So, now the National's the exception. You can get fill yourself a nice big card box and stuff like this. But we only have one of those once a year. So Peter says, off topic, what do true Wisconsins think of Culver's burgers and cheese curds? We have them down here in Florida and tried a few times. Pretty tasty burger and ice cream. Well,
yeah.
Couple things there. I do not eat cheese curds, so I don't know how that experience is. I know I'm in Wisconsin, but a fried ball of cheese doesn't sound like something appropriate for my digestive tract, so I just avoid it.
Dude, you ate ghost pepper popcorn last week. What do you care about your digestive tract?
Ghost pepper is a vegetable. That's good for you. Culver's burgers, I like. And they do not have ice cream. They have frozen custard. Those are two different things. And yes, it's delicious, and it's terrible for you because it's like all the worst parts of the egg word together with sugar. But it's
the butter burgers are what hooks people, though.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the patty melt, where it's like the bread with the burger. That's my favorite one, with the fried onions. That's what I usually get there.
Yeah.
Get out of my Goonies. What is wrong with you people? I share too many of my secrets. Tried bidding on eBay complete Goonie set with stickers starting at $2 all the way up to 33, but got bid out at 34. I wonder if it was Scooter.
Could be.
I bet I know who it was. You know who it was, Charlie?
Who was it?
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. One of the top 5 Yankees of all time.
Yes, the best Yankee of all time. Definitely won that Goonies card set. I really try to shy away from like sets like that where the base cards just don't do that well. I really just try to buy the sticker sets and stuff, and the Goonies ones are pretty hard to find now. I was able to buy quite a bit for a while there. But yeah, secret's out, I think.
Yeah.
Custard and ice cream are virtually the same thing. Curds are
Whoa,
great.
whoa,
No,
whoa!
not,
What are
not,
we saying?
I can't agree with that.
That's like
Curds
saying
are great.
pilsners and ales are the same thing.
Yeah. Plenty of better of both out there though. Yeah, I don't know if Culver's is like my favorite in the universe, but it's pretty good. Picked up a 20,000 card lot yesterday for $150. Jeez. I had 35 game used, 25 autos, and about $50 in top loaders included. Solid. Hopefully you got some decent cards out of that too, not just a bunch of labor. No, sir, a lot of decent deals popping up on Facebook since the holidays ended. That's a good tip. If you join Arena Club, you can try to trade cards on the platform with Jeter, I hear. Funny story about that. So I did actually try to trade a card with Jeter. So at the National, Arena Club was there, and they had these little contests. You could throw like beanbags and stuff. And I was successful, so I got a free pack of cards. So they give me like a free pack of base tops cards, right? You know, there's not going to be anything in it. I hit a Yordan Alvarez game used back card in my pack.
Really?
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. I'm getting offers for Nintendo sticker cards. Go figure. Anyway, so I was like, oh, Derek Jeter runs this company and all that kind of stuff. And so the guy's like, yeah, you know, we'll take our code or whatever. So they were grading them for free. So they took my back card and they graded it. And they're like, yeah, it'll be in the system in such and such a time. So I go back to check on it because I'm like, dude, you said this is going to be in here tomorrow and it's not there. He's like, oh, we've been having issues with our scanners and blah, blah, blah. And right as I said that, Derek Jeter comes walking around the corner. I'm like, what in the hell? Well, he was there. He was doing something, probably some interview or whatever for Arena Club. And he wasn't stopping, no autographs, nothing like that. A bunch of people with him, and they just kept going. But I was like, oh, man, I could have traded with Derek Jeter right there. I'm sure he would love a Yordan Alvarez card, you know. But, yes, you can. My card is on the platform. I can log into my account. And I can try to trade it. And there is like a Derek Jeter PC option where you can post trades and stuff. So kind of fun.
That actually, your Jeter story reminded me of the Green Bay Card Show story where I looked over my shoulder and Kurt Angle was there. And I'm like,
right.
It's true.
Yeah, he was there doing some wrestling show in another hall or something. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I got a chuckle out of him when I said, it's true. It's true.
I wish we would have known he was going to be there. We could have got some stuff, grabbed some cards and got them signed.
Yeah, maybe.
I had frozen custard 25 years ago and still think about how good it was. 25. It's been 25 years ago since.
Yeah, why so long ago?
Dude, come here. We got like a whole bunch of custard places.
Yeah. Zesties.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. More like a Seinfeld episode each week. Yeah. Well, a lot about nothing. That's kind of that's the theme of our show. Maybe that's what we should change this show.
It's true. A show about nothing.
Live with Charlie and Stu. We'll call it a show about nothing with Charlie and Stu. All right. Well, at that, I think that's gonna close it up for us for tonight. Do you have any parting thoughts there, Charlie? Well wishes for the new year or anything like that?
Thank you, everyone, for the subs on my channel and helping to get me started there. If you get a chance to watch the video, let me know what you think. Some things I can do better, some things I maybe shouldn't do at all. That's the way to get better, right? Is getting some feedback. So thank you for letting me share that information on your platform here tonight as well, Adam. And
yeah, of course.
It's always a pleasure doing the show.
Yeah, like I said, if anybody else wants to share their channel, do that. We want to get everybody involved. That's part of the fun. And don't forget to like this show as well and subscribe and do all those good things. So basically my takeaways are, Jeter's number one. Stay away from my Goonies. Get a thermal printer before you get a scanner.
Okay.
That's it. And list and ship and list.
That's right.
Right. That's always the theme. So
mix in some buying here and there.
The buying is the fun. I do like to buy. Who doesn't like to buy? All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Thanks so much for everybody for watching. If you're joining us after the live, thanks for watching us down the road. We appreciate you. And don't forget, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we will be here. Me, Charlie, and the Stu. Yeah, Stu hasn't been that involved this week. He must be tired.
He popped up a couple times tonight.
Popped up a couple times. We could have used him better when we were saying, hold on to your nuts. That's
Right.
kind of it's kind of a Stu thing. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Peace out. What's up?